Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at the Koenig CB12 tire chains on a 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan. Now, this is a great option for those that live in climates that snow and ice kind of show up out of nowhere, or if you're driving through an entire season, these are great to have on hand in your vehicle, and sometimes even legally these are required in states. So this is a great addition to have in your car to get you out of a precarious situation. Because honestly, not having these might leave you stranded, whereas a simple installation can get you through a lot of different snowy or icy roads. We'll take a look at the install and show you how easy it really is. So the first important step of the install of the tire chain on your tire is going to be to lay it out. Now, these chains generally don't wrap up or bind on each other, but you're also going to want to lay it out to make sure it's nice and clean and nothing is actually clipped where it shouldn't be. That looks pretty good. So in the center here, you're going to see this actually separates. And so what's going to happen is the center of our bottom of the tire is going to sit right here. So on the very end of this cable, you're going to see this little yellow, and that's going to be a good indicator to let you know how to run this on your tire. So this will be facing towards the back of the vehicle. I'm on the driver's side front, so we will simply take this grouping here, and you're going to notice that during this, I really don't have to get underneath the car. In fact, I fed it to myself, which is pretty nice, especially if this is all coated in snow and ice. So once you have that, you're going to take your cable here, grab the other end. Right there you can see this little clip here, and it just slides in, and we've created our loop. Now bring the chains over, and it's going to start to form. Now, something that's important to note, you should, if you lay it out the same way and feed it the same way, you should be all right. But to make sure that your installation is actually correct, you can see on these clips all around every link, there is going to be this little U shape, and now you have the prongs on one side and it's smooth on the other. The smooth side is going to be facing against your tire, so make sure that it's facing the proper way before continuing the rest of the install. Now there's color coordination going on with the actual tire chain itself, and that's going to be really nice, especially when it's snowing, to see where all your points meet. So first thing, you're going to see this red hook, and you have a red link there. We're going to put that right there. Coming along to the bottom, you're going to see there's this extra link that kind of stands out on its own, has the red hook with the rubber tensioner. So on the other side, we have this ratcheting style clip. Not necessarily ratcheting, I guess, but you can feed this through here to get the tension you need just by pulling that pin back and pulling this tight. And then once you're at your desired tightness like that, it's going to hold it in place for you. So following that, you're going to run your chain through this red clip, and then with this tensioner, I kind of hold here and pull this as tight as I can, work my way up the links as if possible, and right there you're going to see that that is nice and in place. Again, checking to make sure that our flat side is facing the inside of the tire. Now it's important, it's installed right now, but you're going to want to drive the vehicle around, maybe just in the parking lot or around the neighborhood or just on the road that you're on. Pull over and make sure you retighten it. Now, as it kind of moves around on the tire, you're going to get a little bit more slack, so you're going to feed that out, pull a little more tension, and see if you can loop that up a little more. So now that we have it installed, I went back and kind of made a few readjustments just to make sure it's centered up. So making sure that this center line on the chain here is on the center part of the tire, and also you can see it kind of follows the wheel pattern. Now you do have these links kind of crossing over, and kind of point this out, it's kind of clear to see that this chain may hit your wheel. So there is no real rim protection. You do have this rubber tensioner that is going to, you know, if that rubs against the wheel, should be okay, this plastic clip, but the chain itself is technically on the wheel. So again, something to think about, but if you're in a snowy situation and need to get out of it, wheel protection might be the last thing on your mind. So as you saw, the installation is pretty easy. I do recommend that you lay them out, do a try test run before the snow shows up, because there's nothing worse than being on the side of the road trying to put a tire chain on your vehicle. It's already kind of a precarious, dangerous situation, and you want to make sure that you know what you're doing when you can actually have your fingers working. So on that point, included in this little kit, which is a nice little storage container for your chains in your vehicle, comes as a pair, which, as you can see, we have on the front of the vehicle. It is all-wheel drive, but predominantly the power goes to the front on this particular vehicle. So going along with that though, in the kit we do have a kneeling mat and gloves. Now, I highly recommend getting gloves that are a little more insulated, as these are more meant to keep your hands clean, and the kneeling pad is more to keep your legs from getting wet. You might use a floor mat and some warmer gloves to make the whole process a little bit easier. Construction-wise, this is a great kit. It's color coordinated, so it's really easy to use. It can be done quickly. This is manganese nickel alloy, so it's strong, it's corrosion resistant, so it's gonna last you a long time. Now, this style of chain does have, you can see it's kind of squared off on the links, and that's going to give you that extra bite and traction in the snow and ice when you need it, but also it's relatively low profile in the world of chains. This is going to be a great all-rounder to get you where you need to be. Now, if you want something a little more heavy duty, you may have to look at the V or twisted style. If you're more of a city commuter that might get caught up in a little bit of snow, the roller style might be a better option. But either way, whichever works best for you, just know that this is Class S, meaning this works on passenger vehicles, and it keeps the required height minimum to a pretty small amount. 12 millimeters is all you need for clearance, so as I can see on my strut here in the front, it's still going to clear that. You could turn full lock and it shouldn't make contact with the inside of your wheel wells. So it covers a decent amount, so if you want to buy one pair, and if you have a vehicle that you swap back and forth, you can keep this in your car, assuming it has a wheel in that spec. Now, you can see this little clip here. That is for when you have a smaller wheel. You can actually skip this link and kind of attach this tighter, and this is going to help clip that in place. Now, since this one is a 17-inch wheel, this is the max of what we can use it on. I'm going to simply just take this off and put it in my kit. So again, winter driving, it's a scary situation. You don't want to be caught in a situation where you are stuck. These tire chains are going to be that cheap insurance that you can keep in your car, that's easy to install, to give you that immediate traction that you may need. So if you're caught at the office and you need to get home, these will get you there. Now, you do have to stay under 30 miles per hour with these, but if it's snowing heavy and it's icy, you shouldn't be doing over 30 anyway. But this design will really get you there. Not only do you have the center here and these nice diamond shape to really bite through it, but also you're gonna get that traction while turning. So again, a nice design, very easy to use, and a cheap way to get you out of your winter situation, whether it be snow or ice, and get home safely. Hopefully this helps you determine the right choice of tire chains for your 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan.